Yeah, I'd say that kind of works. Can you guys believe it? It's already been 7 months since the Blue Archive 2nd anniversary, and now we're at the 2.5 anniversary. I can't think of what affix to put at the end for a decimal number, but can't be me. But that's not because of the fact that it was like, life is depressing.
You're gonna die quicker. Suffering.
Or something like that. It's more just due to the fact that like doing this whole channel thing has been quite fun, and time feels like it has been a bit more meaningfully spent in a way. And it feels like time passed a little slow because I'm a bit more active and awake doing all of this. Whatever all of this is anyways. But this time around, I guess it's to be expected that it wasn't as crazy as the 2nd anniversary. Typically the half anniversaries are much more chill in terms of the events that they hold as well. Which thank god for that. Can you actually imagine if they tried to one-up the Akihabara treasure hunt they did for the 2nd anniversary? Oh, you thought the scavenger hunt at Akihabara was tough? Well, think again, fool. This time it's at Nipponbashi, Osaka in Otaku Road. Oh, look at you people with your Akihabaras and your sidewalks and your pavements. Fool, we don't have pavements. Get ready to get hit by the car while doing your best to avoid them on your way to getting all 50,000 stems. But yes, the physical events for the Blue Archive 2.5 anniversary actually sounds a lot better. I'm gonna go with that. Were actually all largely last month, and they just ended somewhere around the start of this month, which is why I'm making this video now. Though, as I said before, the events aren't as grand. You only really had 3 things going on this time. You had 2 pop-up stores and an onsen collab. Yeah, I don't know why they're doing such a boomer collab, especially since like it's not even a collab with that failed. Does anyone remember the Japan travel agency's attempt to make the onsen musume thing? It's not even with that. This is literally just a random onsen in the middle of Tokyo. So I'm not gonna complain. As I mentioned in a previous video, the good thing about being a weeb in Japan is that if you go for all of these weird collabs, you're bound to experience everything the country has to offer. But anyway, in spite of the fact that it's mostly just 2 pop-up stores and, well, that, I kind of want to talk about it for a little due to the fact that for the 2 pop-up stores, there were kind of something interesting about the 2 that I kind of want to just talk about briefly as well, and then we can talk about the onsen one, which actually ended up being kind of low-key kind of cool, not gonna lie. So we'll go in chronological order, starting with the first pop-up store, which was this one at the OIOI building. Though, jokes aside, the name of the building is actually called the Shinjuku Marui Annex. This is not to be confused with the Shinjuku Marui Man and the Shinjuku Marui Honkan, both of which are located just a few blocks away from this building. I don't know what's with that design. Why do people call 3 of their kids the same name? No one would ever know. But that said, the reason why it has the OIOI in its name, which makes it sound like an Australian greeting or something, is due to the fact that the O and I are meant to refer to numbers 0 and 1, because 0 can be read as Maru and 1 can be read as I instead of Ichi as well. And so you kind of get this weird thing where they're just trying to make a word play. Very clever, don't you think? That aside, this one was held from, I believe, August the 11th to the 27th. The first few days, kind of very questionable. For those of you who didn't know, that means that it conflicts completely with Comiket. And on top of that, for the first 3 or 4 days, I believe, the event required you to actually book online and ballot for the space in order to get in early. So for those of you who ever come to Japan and see one of these stores are gonna be happening around the area you're gonna be visiting around then, you might want to check as well whether or not the first few days are ballot only. Especially during the pandemic, many other pop-up stores started doing the same as well. This is in part to restrict the number of people who can enter at a time, especially on the first few days where the mob is the biggest. If I'm not mistaken, one of the Toho ones at Akihabara had the same as well. As some of you probably already imagined, no, I was not there during the first few days, and that's because of the fact that I was busy getting myself barbecued at Comiket instead. But I did enter pretty early either way though. I managed to get in on the 14th thanks to the fact that I'm temporarily unemployed. So the very first weekday where it was not ballot only, I managed to get myself in there real quick. So most of the stuff was still around, as you can see. There isn't too much special about this pop-up store to write home about. You can see the giant tapestries of the characters who are featured in the pop-up store. The 4 I kind of want to say the 4 baka since they're all stuck in a remedial club, so let's go with that. It's kind of funny anyways, because in case you guys didn't know, like the Sun baka, which is the 3 bakas, is actually the 3 Stooges in Japanese, so it kind of feels a little more fitting. I don't know. Don't cancel me for this. But yes, as you can see, there's the standees at the side. You kind of have all the goods neatly lined there. Some of the goods are featured, especially the full-size tapestries as well. I did perhaps purchase one of those. You can go ahead and guess which one of it is for. You'll never be able to guess it. As for the kind of stuff you can find there's a bunch. You got acrylic figures, tote bag, a very off-season parallel parka, especially since I don't think anyone is gonna want to wear this around in summer. But maybe soon, when the world finally freezes over. 10 badge collection. I don't know if this is all 8 in one or if it's gonna be a trading thing, it's gonna be randomized. I don't know how best I'm supposed to hold this, but here you go. So I opened each and every single one to make sure there's one of each, and there really was. It kind of defeats the purpose of saying it's a blind, if you can see it here. Probably not because my camera is shit, but it actually says that it's a blind bag with 8 inside. So I guess it's blind if you don't buy a box. So if you buy a box, you just get everything. And then for every X amount you spend, they give you a set of these art cards, I guess. It's like it's empty in the back, it's just the card art as per most other pop-up stores. So you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this one actually looks pretty good. I wouldn't mind having that as a poster, to be honest. 6, 7, 8. And I currently have an additional spare set of 1 full set here, the one I just showed, as well as a set of 7 here, which was missing this one, I believe. So if you guys want the set, do let me know. DM me on Twitter within the first week of this video releasing. I will send it to you for free. So far, every time I've sent out stuff with regards to this, it has successfully reached the people who I did reach out and get contacted by about getting this stuff. So if you wanted, my track record so far has been relatively stable, and it's, you know, it's gonna be free. So as said, do not use that information to try and guess how much I spent. You can try, but it's gonna be tough, and the reason for this is because I got a free set due to the fact that I have a credit card that allows me to get a bonus on the set as well, because it's for that specific mall, since I end up going there a lot more than expected as well. But yes, I have 1 set and a set of 7, which has the complete ones for everything other than the in-game CG. So do let me know if you want it and I'll send it out. But yeah, compared to the pop-up store I'll be talking about after this and the ones that happened before, this one was just kind of mid. It's about the same as many of the other pop-up stores that happen in this building, which is the bigger reason why I wanted to talk about this pop-up store as well. And that's due to the fact that this building specifically, this Tokyo Marui in Shinjuku, is actually one that if you are a weeb looking for weeb-ish places to visit within Tokyo, it might actually be quite worth visiting as well. Although most people don't actually talk about it. Though I get what you might be thinking, you know, but wait a minute, Mr. Salaryman, that building's in Shinjuku. I don't want to go there. That place is full of nothing but normies, criminals, and Swedish people. And well, you're kind of right about all 3 points, but thankfully that mall actually has a train station nearby. I believe it was Shinjuku Sanchome. And so what that means is that you can basically buy all your shit and quickly flee from the area before some normie tries to mug you with the top beyond he bought from IKEA. That, and on the 5th floor there's also a Surugaya, which for those of you who do not know, Surugaya is basically a second-hand weeb staff store. So they deal with everything from figures to manga as well as games. And the thing is that this place actually has a pretty good selection of stuff. Even better, arguably, than the Surugaya at Akihabara at times. And I get a feeling that this is due to the psychology that when everyone comes to Tokyo, especially if they're looking for weeb stuff, the first thing that comes to mind is go to Akihabara, you're definitely going to find the stuff you want there because there's so much shit. But the problem is that because everyone thinks that, everyone is there buying a lot of shit, so if you're looking for older and slightly rarer stuff, it might actually be more difficult. Which is why if you have the time, the Surugaya at this place is also worth visiting because, I don't know, the last time I went there, I managed to find some pretty good shit as well. I have been ridiculed to no end for going there and purchasing games, but I did find some of the worst games that I've been looking for at a way cheaper price than the market price, so that's nice. I think some of them were pretty expensive, like the actual value, because they are famously kusoges, they are around 10,000 yen, but I did manage to get it at 6,000 yen there due to the fact that this is one of those places that are less visited than most of the other places within Akihabara. So the prices aren't as competitive because the demand for the stuff tends to be lower as well. Next up, for the second pop-up store, this one was actually in Akihabara itself, and it was a lot grander in a sense. Like I'll just have the video running as I speak here, but as you can see, like from the entrance in, you have a little more unique art, as well as the fact that once you enter, there's an entire showcase area for all the different upcoming figures, as well as some of the goods as well. Like a full range of all the figures they've announced, be it on Twitter or on live streams and all that, every single one of them that has already had a sample made, you can find it all there lined up. It's pretty cool. You have the TV playing things as usual. Further in, you have a sample of the Shiroko cycling bag as well as the suit. Then on the right, you have a Perozilla total assault's worth of mini Peros, as well as a sample of the Naru jacket, as well as some weird, like the janitor cleaning thing with just do not enter on it as well. I don't know what's with those goods at times. Like, at this point, I'm just surprised they haven't started to sell like a pot or a rice bowl or something, or just like Blue Archive Hoshino chopsticks. I don't know. Maybe one day we'll see them go like full supreme levels of like weird shit, but until then, this is all we get. But yeah, compared to the previous pop-up store, this one has a lot more to look at, especially in terms of future goods to come out, since you have samples there, so you can kind of get a feel of what they look like size-wise, the material as well. Though the weird thing is that they had goods related to this collab which weren't being sold at the collab itself. Like, they had funny full-size tapestries for the 5 Arbidor skulls as well, but that was on a pre-order basis, so you had to go down to the store and be told that like, hey, we don't have this yet, it hasn't been produced yet, so go online and pre-order it. And the thing is, and this is the even funnier thing, is that all of the goods that were sold on site could also be pre-ordered, which means that even if you didn't go down, you basically lost nothing. But, you know, there's just a different vibe just going there and browsing through the stuff, especially since all of the future goods were on show as well, including the Naru jacket, which I think was very expensive. Maybe you'll see that soon enough. You never know. Also, on an unrelated note, you might have noticed that there's a shelf here now. I kind of injured myself for like setting it all up, but it's pretty cool. Now I have a place to actually put stuff, and I can display more stuff here as well. So I can do something like, voila, everything is suddenly even more Blue Archive-y. So like whenever we want to set a theme for the episode, I can just do this and everything will be done as well. And the weird thing is that this was one of the few pop-up stores that you could buy everything online, which I'm very happy about, because it meant that I could actually buy less on that day itself. Because like, as cool as it is to buy everything there and then just bring it all back, which I get that for people coming in from overseas, it's a lot harder to purchase from the online store, so buying everything here and then bringing it back is like, there's a great feeling to it. But at the same time, nowadays, you know, time passes, people grow old, I'm one step closer to my grave. Carrying a heavy load all the way back home isn't as easy as it used to be before, so I don't mind just getting it later with them sending it to my home instead. But for now, let's talk about the onsen collab instead. So once again, I don't know why they chose to do an onsen collab, to be honest. Like, I don't know about you guys, like, I get that overseas, like, yes, the onsens in Japan, this is like a cool tourist thing I need to try. It's like there's that impression of it. I kind of get that. The thing is, when it comes to this kind, most of the people who go for it are typically above the age of like 70 or something. But it ended up being a rather enjoyable experience. I'm starting to understand better perhaps why these old people like to go to it. They might be onto something there. But that said, as for the collab itself, it took place in Niwa-no-yu in Toshimaen, which Toshimaen is somewhere in Nerima. For those of you who do not know where Nerima is, I don't blame you. I get the feeling that on a normal basis, the only people who go towards Nerima are the people who live within Nerima, and even they probably don't want to go there because it's located in the middle of nowhere. But the only cool thing that they have is the fact that Warner Bros. Recently set up a Harry Potter thing nearby. So great for the old people who already live there, but for everyone else it's just like a eh. But yes, while it does say co-ed bathhouse, if you probably Google it or something, the place is not so much actually co-ed. It's co-ed in the sense that like you have a swimming pool in the bathhouse where you can sit in a swimsuit together, but you're not gonna go naked into a shared onsen together. Not like you would want to. For you see, the thing with that idea is that it's all a lie, okay? You're never gonna go into a shared onsen and actually see some hot tits in there or something. No, you're gonna see some 70-year-old lady with her saggy tits and some 70-year-old man with his saggy balls, because no lady below the age of 30 is going to go to one of those. So Tough luck for you guys if you actually went to one. You're gonna get severely disappointed. Or maybe if you're into that kind of thing, hey, you're gonna be able to do a lot with that skin flap, aren't you? Well, yeah, this collab was also one of the bigger-ish ones, I guess. You had a towel that was randomized that you get when you enter it, and there were goods sold on site. And on top of that, there was also the eatery with its own collab menu where you could get unique collab stuff if you ordered food off of the collab menu. There was a bunch of stuff going on at the same time, but overall, if you wanted to experience just the collab itself, it was as simple as purchasing the ticket to go in, buying the goods at the inside souvenir shop, then going to eat and then leaving if you don't want to experience everything else. But I figured since I'm already there, I'll experience all of it. So I went to the outdoor onsen that they had. But yeah, I didn't take any videos of that onsen area, obviously. I don't want to get thrown out as like some pervert for filming a 70-year-old man. There was also a massage area, a huge relaxation area. Like the entire second floor is largely just massage and areas where you can lie down on a comfy chair and watch a TV there or just lie in a room. I don't know why you would want to go there specifically to do that. I feel like if you wanted to lie down on a bed, you could do it at home. You know, the entry fee for the place itself was around 1,300 yen. So even if you stay at home under air conditioned situation for the entire time, you would probably get the same experience as going to one of those places and sitting in the air conditioned dark room for like 4 hours or something. That said, the entire experience pretty good. The onsen itself, I sat inside for like 30 minutes contemplating the existential dread that comes with living. The milk outside in the vending machine that you could get and just drink in one gulp was also pretty fine. I actually tried out the massage as well. My back was completely hurting after the massage, but they did tell me that my back should have loosened up, so hopefully I didn't suffer any kind of spinal injury from that. For the stuff from the souvenir shop, you probably saw a little bit of it just now when I was wearing it for the one bit, but in case you missed it, here you go. Do I look like I'm living the life yet? That looks horrible. Okay. But yeah, as you can see, they had a lot of stuff. They had an onsen cap, which is basically something you just wear on your head instead of a towel if you want something to put on your head while you're within the onsen itself, especially since if you're going to be walking around the premises, your hair is going to be a little wet as well. So that helps to keep your hair dry a little. The fan, very fancy. It feels a little fragile, to be honest, but then again, most of these do. You can have your favorite girl on it. I only bought 2 of it though, so you can see this one for Megu. There you go. It opens pretty nicely, but as you can see, I'm actually struggling a little to put it back because sometimes it doesn't fold back correctly. Acrylic figures. I really feel like I might be buying too many acrylic figures. It feels like every time I go to one of these, I end up buying more. And then I don't know where to put them because I'm running out of space in my house, which looks like a mess. And so they just start to pile up and I need help, I think, maybe. You know, times like this, I do wish I was a big YouTuber. Then that way I can kind of cover the cost of me recklessly spending money and all of these goods with the money from YouTube. But I'm not, so yeah, I have a stamp instead. It isn't underline 100 this time, but it does look pretty cool. I only have the ink for my own like personal stamp, which isn't this big, so it doesn't work. But if I get one, maybe we can give this a try. Yeah, I kind of got dressed out of that because it was kind of starting to make my skin itch a little. I don't know if I'm going to have to cut off all of my hair at some point because of some deadly lice that got into it because of the stuff. But that said, let's talk about the food at the onsen as well. So the final part of the onsen collab is the food that they serve there. So every time you ordered something off the collab menu, they give you a coaster. And if you ordered the drink, they will give you the corresponding characters. Straw flat thing? Kind of like this. Okay, it looks kind of lewd if I actually just cover her eyes like that, but like this. So you have the coaster and a flat thing. And for the drinks, they basically ensure that you get one corresponding to the character. So I ordered all 4 drinks, so I have 1 of each. There you go. Coasters. The funny straw holder cup thing. Yeah, I don't know what this is meant to be. It looks cool when you just put it on the straw like that, but it typically doesn't seem to have any other functionality other than that and looking nice. I wouldn't recommend using this as a key holder because as you can see, this thing is made of paper, so it's very, very flimsy. If you were to use this as a key ring, I get a feeling that the moment you put it into your pocket, it's gonna get crushed harder than my hopes and dreams after I realized how bad the initial work conditions in Japan many years back were. That said, while for the drinks it was corresponding, for the food they didn't have one for the characters who were supposed to be tied to the food, so you kinda just had them randomizing it. So I have 2 randomized spares here. If you want the spares, do let me know as well on Twitter within the week and I'll send it to you. The same deal applies as to the people who would want the stuff on the pop-up store that I mentioned before. But yeah, as for the food and drinks themselves, they were quite okay. Some of it was really weird. I'm still questioning what I ate for some of it, because like, so the carrot drink for coconut was fine, it was just carrot juice. The one for Shun was fine, I don't remember what it was. Saya's suspicious drink was actually very weird. I had no idea what I was drinking at all. Like I took a sip and I just questioned life for a good like 30 seconds. Like it just stun locked me completely for the entire time. While I was trying to think what it was, I could have sworn there was some kind of melon sweet in there. Like not melon flavoring, mind you. It tastes like someone took like one of those lozenge melon sweet things and they turned that into a drink. Then you had the Megu one, which was called the Onsen Kaihatsu Otsukare no Ippai, which yeah, I after drinking that, I guess it really was an Otsukare-sama, because I really felt like Otsukare-samaing my way all the way home because of how weird the drink tasted. Like, it boggled my mind so bad that this drink probably stun-locked me as much as the Saya one. And the thing is, I ordered both of those on the same day, so it was just like eating one stun-lock and then another one at the end of the meal, so... Oh, that was something. I think it was some kind of berry thing mixed with tomato? It was very bizarre. I can't place the taste. And the thing is that they didn't mention what the ingredients were anywhere either. Like with the coconut one, it kind of said carrot in the name. So it was like, yeah, I get that. The Shun one, I think said sour plum in the name, which is like, yeah, I get that. You know, it's a flavored drink using an ingredient I know of. And then you just get the Otsukare-sama no Ippai, which is like, I think the only thing getting Ippai is me getting Ippai punches in the face due to the whole like fucking flavor of the drink and the sus string by the drunk red lolly, which is like, yeah, I don't know. It was a fun experience nonetheless, but the drinks, some of it was a little sus. Then when it comes to the food itself, the fried rice was fine. I actually quite liked it a lot. Like Japan likes to follow the Din Tai Fung, which is like a Chinese restaurant style of fried rice, which is full of oil, the taste is strong and flavorful. Whereas it felt a lot better to eat that after going into the onsen than I can imagine something very strong and like oily would be after just getting out of it, so I didn't mind it too much. I would make a joke about how it's basically like the fried rice at home, but literally my fried rice at home does taste like that, so I can't even make a joke about it. The ramen on the other hand, I had no idea what I was eating, and like, and I think you can see from the clip here as well, the ramen was actually pretty viscous as well. Like I don't know what that was. It did not feel like ramen at all. That's all I have to say. It felt like I was eating something like the Hong Kong crispy noodle, except that now someone took the sauce in the crispy noodle and decided like, oh, what if we took the sauce that they use for crispy noodle as a sauce and not a soup and turn it into a soup instead? And then you just end up with this. If you close your eyes and you pretend that it isn't ramen, it's pretty good ramen. And when you think about it, I don't know, it's like it's meant to be like the Chinese Blue Archive school thing. So if you think about the fact that it's kind of similar to some stuff from Hong Kong, I guess you can say like, yeah, it's probably fine. But yeah, I had no qualms largely with the entire onsen experience there. Like, it's a good way to get out of the regular Tokyo life within Tokyo, I guess. So I didn't mind it too much. The only issue was that for the onsen collab, it actually ended up running out of stock for both the food as well as that towel. So I'm guessing the goods for the food ran out and all that, so that became a bit of a weird thing. I mean, considering the fact that it's summer, I don't think I would want to go out too much more anyway, so the fact that it was just this is actually kind of fine with me as well. That said, here's hoping that the 3rd anniversary event, if they do an IRL one, would actually be pretty fun. I look forward to them expanding on this scavenger hunt so that instead of us having to explore the entirety of Akihabara, it's gonna be us having to go to every single one of the prefectures in Japan and getting a stamp there, because, you know, clearly we haven't suffered enough, and hey, it would be a pretty good... Nah, no I wouldn't. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. I hope it was enjoyable for you guys and I managed to show you guys what the stuff that happened during the anniversary was like, at least coherently. I'm dealing with a video for the game that I mentioned before on Discord, which is this one, so that's gonna take a little while to complete, so I need the time set aside for that. I'm also preparing the rest of the videos that I can in advance, because once again next month I'll be starting work again, so in order to make sure that I can at least meet the tempo that I want to meet for the video releases for the next few months at least, I'm trying to plan some of the stuff and record it in advance so that I can slowly edit it and get it up at a reasonable time. And that also leaves me more space to talk about current events if there are any that I kind of want to talk about. So all of that's going to require a little bit more planning and time. So like most of this 2-month holiday I was planning to take before starting my new job has just been going into all of this instead, which is fine. It's quite enjoyable to do anyway. So hey, if y'all want to support me doing more, whether it be something like this or something like the game review or current event or just analyzing games that are dead or whatever, do let me know. And do leave a like on this video. And if you want to see more of this content and want YouTube to let you know that it's coming, you can click on the subscribe button down below. Once again, I have a Discord. Thanks to Snorlaxo for setting that one up. On the Discord, there's the schedule for the videos I'm planning to release, as well as my stream schedule if you want to drop by and say hi. And we just sometimes talk and shitpost there, so if you want to do that, feel free to drop by. That said, once again, I'll be heading off, so take care and bye-bye.